Bench burners. That's right, people. One of your favorite segments. The time when we talk about a player who you could have started but didn't, and it either cost you your win or it just some I don't know, some anxiety points. Because let's face it, this is more of an art than a science. You never know what's going to happen. That's why, as they say, they play the game. Let's talk about who was a bench burner for you, Scott, last week.
All right, so in the one league I truly do care about, the one we're both in together, I had Jonathan Stewart on my bench. Now, some of you might be saying, of course you had Jonathan Stewart on your bench. He hasn't done anything all year, which is why he was on my bench. But the mofo burned me. He had, 12, 13 points last week. And I had Felix Jones, who, was out in the second quarter. I don't know what happened, but, Jones ended up with 5 points. I lost by 8 points or something like that. It burned me. Friggin' Jonathan Stewart.
Wow. And I managed my team rather well last week. And so I don't have any bench burners, personally. However, honorable mention, a couple bench burners. One, I'll mention, Scott mentioned it earlier today. I had both the Cincinnati Bengals and the Chicago Bears D. I started the Bengals. The Bears actually scored 3 more fantasy points than the Bengals did. Scott was upset by this because had he had either one of those defenses, he would have won his second game of the season.
And E-Man took the Bengals off waivers before I could get there.
Yeah, right, just before he could get there. So I'll mention there. Another one, the only winless team in the second league that I play in would have won had they started Ahmad Bradshaw with his 3 1-yard rushing TDs. That's right. He had 3 touchdowns for 1 yard each. Normally would have been picked up probably by like Jacobs, or maybe even Eli feeling spry. But Ahmad Bradshaw, 3 touchdowns, 104 yards rushing, another 26 receiving. That's a good day. Anyway.
Just an interesting tidbit there. Eli Manning had 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end who went down on the 1 yard line.
Right.
If they had gotten in the end zone, Bradshaw doesn't have that day at all. No, he has a decent day, but not that day.
Minus 18.
Yeah.
So, anyway, bench burners, people.
Later.
Gotta love them.